Welcome. Today we'll explore what truly happens inside your arteries when blood pressure begins to rise. High blood pressure doesn't begin with pain. Inside the artery, small changes start long before you feel anything.
Your arteries send out early stress signals, and understanding them can help you prevent dangerous changes later.
The danger of high blood pressure is that it rises quietly, inside your arteries, long before symptoms appear.
These early shifts are small, Daniel, but they're the first signs that your arteries are working harder than they should. Even tiny changes in the artery's lining can signal the beginning of stress, and that's why early monitoring matters. At this stage, the artery is still healthy, but it's beginning to feel the pressure, and this is where understanding the changes can make all the difference.
When you recognize these early signs, you gain the power to protect your arteries long before serious harm occurs. At the very beginning, your artery simply feels a little extra pressure. Nothing painful, but it's the first whisper of change.
Even the smallest rise in pressure can make the artery's inner wall work a little harder to keep blood moving smoothly.
Your artery adjusts its flow to cope with the pressure, but this adjustment is the first sign that it's being asked to do more than usual. Catching these earliest stress signs gives you the best chance to protect your arteries long before real harm begins. As pressure rises, the artery begins to stretch, still subtle, but the wall is already working harder than before. This inner lining now feels the pressure more directly, and that added strain marks an important shift inside your artery. The artery stretches to handle the load, but each stretch signals that pressure is building beyond what the vessel prefers. When wall tension increases, it's a clear early warning. Your arteries are signaling that pressure is rising and deserves attention. As pressure rises further, blood moves faster, and that speed begins to strike the artery wall with more force. This faster flow increases shear stress, the friction inside the artery, and that friction is an early trigger for deeper changes. When blood starts moving unevenly, pockets of higher force develop, and these pockets begin stressing the artery in new ways. This increase in flow force is a critical step, because once stress rises on the artery wall, the body begins to react in ways you can't yet feel. As pressure persists, the artery begins to thicken, a structural change that marks the start of deeper, more dangerous progression.
When the artery loses its natural flexibility, the heart must push harder, an early sign that the vessel is no longer adapting well.
As the wall thickens, the space for blood to flow shrinks, and the heart must increase pressure just to keep up.
This cycle becomes dangerous. Each increase in stiffness raises pressure, and rising pressure makes the artery even less flexible. As plaque grows, the arterial's open space shrinks, and the heart must push harder through a smaller channel. Blood must squeeze through this narrow gap, raising resistance and forcing the heart to generate more pressure. When space inside the artery shrinks, the heart works harder with every beat, adding strain you may not notice until much later. Once the artery becomes this narrow, the risk of reduced blood supply rises sharply, often without any warning signs.
Chronic inflammation begins quietly, but once active, it accelerates the artery's decline in ways you cannot feel.
When the immune system overreacts, the artery becomes irritated, and this irritation makes damage progress much faster. Inflammation weakens the plaque's protective cap, leaving it more fragile and more likely to break open. The longer inflammation persists, the more unstable the artery becomes, bringing you closer to serious complications. When the protective cap becomes too thin, even a small change inside the artery can cause it to break open. Once the cap ruptures, the inner material becomes exposed, and the body reacts as if it needs to seal a wound. This reaction forms a clot that grows quickly, and that growing blockage can severely restrict the flow of blood. When a blockage stops blood flow completely, danger rises instantly, and the situation can become critical without any advance warning. When an artery becomes too stiff, it loses its natural ability to expand and contract with every heartbeat. A stiff artery makes the heart work harder to push blood forward,
adding strain with every beat. When arteries stiffen too much, blood cannot move efficiently, and vital organs begin receiving less of what they need.
Severe stiffness puts enormous pressure on the vessel wall, raising the chance of dangerous complications in the future.
When blood flow drops throughout the body, every organ begins to feel the strain, long before symptoms appear. When the brain receives less blood, memory and clarity begin to fade, and the risk of serious events increases. When the kidneys receive less blood, filtration weakens, and toxins begin to build up in the body.
When multiple organs begin struggling at once, it is the clearest signal that your arteries urgently need protection.
Checking your blood pressure often helps you catch changes early, long before they turn into real trouble.
Choosing foods that calm inflammation helps your arteries stay strong and reduces the strain on your heart.
Just a few minutes of light movement each day can make your blood pressure steadier and your heart stronger.
Rest, good sleep, and easing stress help your artery lining recover, and that recovery keeps your pressure in control.
If your doctor recommends medication, taking it consistently gives your arteries the steady support they need. Keeping your daily rhythms steady, sleep, movement, and meals helps your pressure stay balanced and more predictable.
Small, steady choices each day protect your arteries, and those choices add up faster than most people realize. Reviewing your progress each week helps you stay in control, and every improvement supports healthier arteries.
When you focus on simple habits each day, your arteries respond, and they grow stronger step by step. Even a minute of slow breathing reduces inner tension, and that calm helps your pressure settle more naturally.
Staying hydrated keeps your blood moving smoothly, and that smooth flow reduces unnecessary pressure on your arteries. With a simple plan and steady steps, you give your arteries the support they need to stay healthy for years to come.
If today's message helped you understand your arteries better, that means you're already taking an important step forward. Join our Health Hack Hive community. Subscribe now so you never miss the guidance that could support your heart each week.
If this video could help someone you love, please share it. Your kindness may guide them towards safer, healthier choices. I'd love to hear from you. Share your questions or your journey below, and let's keep learning together.
No matter where you are in your health journey, remember, you are never walking this road alone.
Even the smallest positive step you take today can shape a healthier future for your heart.
Turn on notifications so you can stay connected and receive new heart health guidance the moment it arrives.
Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of your heart, and I'll see you in the next video.